Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Grunts and Grumbles podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Tom.
And we're here.
We're
here
back
again.
another one.
We're going to keep
I like
this train.
this.
This train's rolling.
Hey, listen, good vibes always.
Good vibes.
Right? Why let someone else steer the train when we know how to steer the train and crash it many times on our own?
Wait, you can't steer a train? Isn't that what the tracks do?
See, you're already ahead of the thing, so you're already doing better than the third.
I am what you call a track layer.
Yeah?
No, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Do I look like I do manual labor? Like,
a pipe fitter?
I'm a pipe fitter. I know how to lay some pipe. Whatever that means. What's that? Laying pipe is about having sex, right? Laying pipe.
Okay, laying
and then
cable.
laying cable, I think, is taking a shit.
Okay.
Right? So there was like, did you watch The Boys? Season 1 of The Boys?
Yes, that's
like
exactly the conversation.
The very first episode, Robin, who is like the main character, Huey's girlfriend.
Right.
And she goes into the store.
That's right. That's exactly
like,
the conversation.
Yeah, she's like,
sorry for ripping it off.
No, whatever. They don't own that. They didn't write that. And so if you haven't seen the episode, like she goes in, like it's not a spoiler or anything. No. She goes in, she's like, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me lay some cable. Like trying to be sexy.
Right.
And then he's like, well, Robin, I don't think you know what that means because you're asking me someone to take a shit. So good. So good.
Just finished.
Yep.
The Amazon series, Invincible.
Oh, dude. I was going to talk to you about that because I just finished it too. I finished it like 2 days ago.
Wow.
Wow. You know who wrote that?
Yeah, the guy that
Walking
Kirkham.
Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead guy. John Kirkham.
Oh, no. No, that's not the name. Rick something, isn't it?
It was the same thing.
No, it's not the same. Rick and Johnny are two different names. Robert Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Jake, Jack,
Kirkman. Phil and Gustavo, same guy. Same guy, same, but different. Same. What a show, eh?
Wow.
Phenomenal.
Well, I don't want to give anything away because it just wrapped up Sunday.
Yeah.
But not exactly what I was expecting.
Do you recognize some voices?
Oh, yeah.
So, like J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Right.
As that the
one I didn't get.
Was he like, don't give anything away? The guy, the guy.
Urath.
Yeah. One of the guy's voices who, like, if there's somebody,
right?
You hear their voice, whether it's a cartoon,
yes, of course,
TV show,
yes,
whatever, movie, you're like, oh my god, I know that guy.
Yeah.
It's I don't know his personal name
character?
in real life. The guy who like heats up the coins and shoots him, the firework dude.
Oh yes.
I can't remember his name in the show, but that guy is also like Pimento from my favorite show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know his real name in real life.
He sounds to me almost like Jake Busey in a bit. I thought it was Jake Busey, but I didn't see the name of the credits.
I don't know. I could look up. Let me look up this.
I know who you do.
You know,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy's voice.
Nice. Yeah.
He's in The League, I think.
Okay.
At Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like he's like Big Love.
Yeah. Okay.
You watch that one?
No.
No, you never seen that one?
I know the polygamous marriage.
No. Big Mouth, I meant.
Big Mouth.
That's what I meant.
Big Mouth. Okay, yeah.
Same. Remember? Same. Did you watch Big Mouth, though?
No, yeah, I watched one episode, though.
Okay, so there's a kid who was, like, fucking his pillows? He plays, like, the voice. He's, like, a voice character. His voice is... It's just one of those voices, It's like he could do... I would listen to, like, an audiobook of him reading the thing. It's just so exciting.
Okay. So, again, not giving anything away.
Yeah.
I found getting into it, J.K. Simmons had me hooked the whole time. The guy that plays Omni-Man.
What a mustache, though.
Oh, yeah. Sexy.
You know what, though, he looks like? Because J.K. Simmons played.
Yes. Jameson from Spider-Man.
He's like, just like he's took his
exactly
head.
the same.
He took the head
I know.
And planted it on his body.
The thing, though, what I find, they kind of maybe not attracted me to the show right away.
Yeah.
Was it felt like the voice acting was a little too, I'm reading this.
Okay.
You're reading this.
I feel like that was some of the characters.
You're reading this.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have a flow.
Right.
Like, some of the shows, like Archer has a flow. Archer has like an open dialogue
Archer,
flow.
so I don't know.
Okay, so this felt like the flow was kind of off.
Yep.
But man.
So good, though.
And they want to turn it into live action.
Can you imagine? Let me just say, the reason I heard about this show, I didn't hear about it like when it first started. I had no idea. Because I think it's been out for a little bit now, right?
A month? 8 weeks. Yeah, it's at least 8 weeks.
Oh, 8 weeks. Okay.
8 episodes, right?
Oh, was it we releasing it one episode a week?
That's
right.
right.
I binge watched it. So I didn't even know.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just like I saw, you know me and my love for TikTok. I saw. Yes, I'm a 35-year-old man and I'm addicted to TikTok. Is this my like intervention?
Yeah, maybe.
Get off my back. Get off my back, Dad.
Yeah, we all have our vices. It's okay.
It was that scene I can't really talk about
Okay.
with the dad and the son.
Okay.
And he's like held him through the.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to talk about it.
How amazing was that?
You know, what's the statute of fucking limitation? Can we talk about Game of Thrones? Like what am I allowed to talk about? Is it like a year? What are you allowed?
Let's revisit this maybe
in a month.
Maybe in a month. Maybe we'll try to bring Steve.
We need a calendar.
Maybe we'll try to bring.
We'll put a calendar on this fucking wall, and we'll say when we can talk about what shows
Maybe
when.
We'll try to bring
Sticky
Steve.
board.
We'll try to bring Steve into it because I messaged him right away. He hadn't seen the last episode.
Oh no shit!
And I go, all I said was, Invincible greater than The Boys.
Whoa!
And he's like equal to, but he hadn't seen the last episode. He hadn't seen the last episode.
You know what though? It's funny is the comic for The Boys
is
so much more fucked up than the TV show.
Because you can't, maybe?
Well, I mean, you can't do... Okay, statute of limitations. Season 3 of the film of The Boys right now, so I'm going to talk about season 1. If you haven't seen it, like, fuck off. Okay? You've had your opportunities. Like, were you so busy in the last 2 fucking years you couldn't watch...
Fast forward a bit.
No,
listen. Subjects in a couple minutes.
So, in the Deep... He like kind of like
gets the
blackmails Starlight for a blowjob.
Yes, that's right.
So she does it, blah, 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 whatever. In the comic, she blows 3 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
she get there.
It's like Homelander, Black Noir, and I think In the Deep. I can't remember.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not saying, hey, you know,
so
Lisa's not... So Lisa's not 3 dicks. Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
So Mauve then is the one sucking up because she kind of went through that initiation too.
Yeah, I know, but she, but anyway, I hate Queen Maeve. Whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if they made The Boys as a cartoon version, like Invincible, they could have done so much.
Well, I think you can, but the style of what you see in Invincible. It gives you that 90s cartoon kind of Spider-Man feel.
Totally.
But with anime violence and like just the level. The first episode, you're walking in and going, okay, it's slow. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the typical rigmarole of superheroes that you're going to figure out, okay, they all have the generic superpowers.
Sure.
And then at the end, it just goes haywire from that point.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had to watch that first episode twice.
Oh, yeah.
Because I kind of got bored like halfway through. Going, okay, this feels redundant. This felt like it was Amazon had a superhero show because everyone else did.
Yeah.
So this was their.
Wait, but this was also on Amazon, right?
Yeah, but that's what I felt. This was like almost their they're throwing the thing into the hat.
Like we're trying to be superhero. Right. Okay, cool.
And because all the superhero shows seem to go to Disney Plus, right? And then. And then when you see what happens, and you're going, "Oh my God!"
It blew my mind.
I had to watch it twice, but then it hooked me out. The first time was boring. Second time was like, "Okay."
So before I started watching that show, I thought it was on Netflix. I was talking about it to some people at work, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that show on Netflix." I'm like, "Oh okay, whatever." So I started googling this, couldn't find it, and they were like. Did I talk to you about this?
No,
I watched this TV show, the movie called The Mitchells versus the Machines. Did we talk about that
I think you tried to yesterday.
That's the one I watched first, and then I watched Invincible. Like I went from like this happy cartoon to like this and then I'm like, I'm fucking hooked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. I was up to like 1 a.m. one night watching, and I was like, I had to go to work, but I
binge watched it. I think I just finished it like Monday night, and I'm just like.
Did you find though? This was weird.
Okay.
I was watching episodes, and I thought I watched like 2 episodes. And there was really only 1. For some reason, it felt longer than I. Yeah, and I feel. But I mean, not in a bad way.
I think that's where the voice acting came in and seemed kind of like copy, cut and paste too much. It was like there was no like flow. Like you say something, I say something, and it just felt like it was very static.
Yeah,
let's say. But
I really enjoyed it though.
Oh
yeah.
Like,
I know,
right?
It's wild. Honestly, like I recommend a lot of shows, so really, it's not like I don't recommend much. So you should watch this. No, I mean, but like this one, like this is good.
And 100%. The fact that when I just said it, and you just jumped right on, I'm sure that's going to be the sentiment out of everyone.
And listen, if you listen to the show and you haven't watched it yet, you got a month till we start talking about it.
Listen, I'm all about the violent superheroes,
I know,
right?
No doubt. I mean, who isn't? Everybody loves a violent superhero. Everybody loves
the
boys.
We can't talk about it because, like you said, we got the statute. but even how they flip the mythos of what a superhero is in that show.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's wild, man.
Oh.
Great ideas.
Right?
Crazy ideas.
So good.
I feel like, you know what? He's the guy who made The Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead really was like, could have been better. Because the comic was also phenomenal, Walking Dead.
Right.
And they had so many things that they could do, and they're just like, I know it's TV and you have to write it a certain way, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Money, blah, 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 blah. Okay, make a cartoon, man. I think a Walking Dead cartoon could be fucking amazing.
Would be way better because then you can get away with
I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
I did too. The first season, I was hooked.
Oh, phenomenal. Second season was good too.
First season, just like the whole part, you knew it was going to come to like a huge climax where he's hiding under the tank and all the zombies are walking towards the tank and you're like, okay, where's he gonna go?
How are you gonna get out of this?
Right? Yeah. And then it goes black, and you're going to season 2, and you're going, oh my god, I can't wait. Mm-hmm. And then it felt like it kind of turned into the soap opera where like everyone was just doom and gloom.
It was just this. It was like one exciting first episode, right? And you're like, oh shit, it's only gonna get amazing from here. So you're like, okay, it's gonna go up. It's gonna up and down, but it went like up. Down, and it was like nothing up a little, down,
and
up,
it was one of those shows too where I don't know if you remember this. It was the first show in history to gain viewers each episode into the first season. That it was just adding like by millions.
Well, I mean, the whole like horror genre and zombie thing was just like, what was a television show about zombies before this?
TV show.
I
don't think there was.
Don't fact check us.
Not in North America anyway.
I'm sure like probably some like Japanese or Korean.
Yeah,
Korean movies.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal. Man.
Versus
American?
No, is this
versus. I was like versus Americans. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Versus is a zombie vampire hunter.
I don't think I've seen that. Have you seen Train to Busan?
No, dude, I think you told me about that.
Fucking watch that.
Yeah,
dude. One of the best zombie movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
And then I think they came up with a sequel, but I don't think I watched it. I don't know. I've been too busy watching other shows. I can't talk. Not like I could talk about it. Jesus. Who stops other people? Why? We can talk about it. Fuck everybody. No. If you haven't fucking seen it, fuck you. Have you seen it? Prepare to join in on the conversation.
Yeah. Jump on in.
Jump on in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now I'm going, now what do I watch? Because there's like...
I know.
And this is what I hate too with this whole COVID thing. And you know what I know because we're in the industry.
Yeah.
There was such a break. And we know the break.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not going to be a subtle transition in editing for any of these shows. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched Handmaid's Tale yet. It just started, I believe, this week.
The 4th season, yeah. It just started.
And
no, I think it's 4th episode now.
Okay, well, it just started. What I mean, it just started.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
So the first couple episodes are going to be is pre-COVID.
Yep.
And then you're going to see it drop. This looks weird.
Well, no, it's not. It's not pre-COVID.
Was it not?
Because they started filming, I think, for a week before we shut down.
Did they?
Yeah. I believe it was 1 week. And I think they filmed for a total of 2 weeks, and then we shut down.
Okay.
And then they just redid things.
Okay. The show we were on, it's going to be drastic.
Yes. That is correct. You are correct.
And I feel like there's going to be other... And I'm not just saying because they're shot here. I'm going to say all shows in their entirety that you were looking forward to.
Yep.
Pull it back a bit with a little less enthusiasm. Enjoy it.
Yep.
But I feel like there's going to be a huge shock transition going, I don't like this show anymore because it's going to feel uncomfortable.
Well, I read all the episodes of this season now. We're about to start filming on Monday. And I read it in looking at it as of it's COVID times, right? So you're only allowed a certain amount of performers on the camera at the same time. I think the number is a little bit bigger now or whatever. And I was reading it, I read it one just to read it.
Right.
And then I read logistically.
Okay.
And I'm reading it, and I'm like, yeah, this will be fine. It's not like they're not trying to be something they can't be. You know what I mean? Like I think they wrote it in the sense of knowing that they can't have this giant a background presence. And I know certain scenes. Right. There's certain like you're in a city.
Yes.
You know, like or a downtown or whatever. I won't specify.
Right. Yeah.
And you need people to populate.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do that. I think they're just going to save it to later to try to see if the rules change and how the city is progressing at that point. So.
Yeah, it's going to be odd. And I feel like the cognitive dissonance of watching something that you're familiar with is going to change. It'll be subtle to the point where it'll be uncomfortable and you won't know why.
But I wonder, because if you think about it, you're kind of living the same life of less people around you.
Right.
in the last year.
Right.
So if you go to watch a show
Right.
during this still time frame that we're in,
Right.
and you notice that there's not that many people around, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is normal. But like you watch this show 5 years from now,
Right.
you know, watch a show that we, you know, where things are back to normal, you know, whatever, who knows. But if things are back to normal,
Right.
and you're watching back and you're like, why is there only like 12 people in this city or 12 people in this grocery store or something?
Yeah.
It's not going to make sense.
No, it won't.
But now, if you watch now during the pandemic that we're in, I don't think that it's going to affect you right now.
We'll see.
I don't think.
We'll see.
Personally. But then, you know, I'm also watching shows that are old.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of edit back and forth. It won't be like one shot of the two of us like this, like this camera showing. It'll be I talk, you talk. I talk, you talk. I talk, you talk.
Maybe.
A lot of cuts that way. And so, because it doesn't have to be in the same room or at the same time. Right?
Well, true, but if it's only two people, you're fine doing whatever.
I know, but I feel like you're going to see a lot of that. A lot of that kind of juxtaposition in editing.
I'm not sure yet.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So you were saying a couple episodes ago, and I'm going to say a couple months ago, that you had this new kind of addiction, which was like talking to girls. On
my
Instagram.
hobby.
Yeah.
Hobby. my talking to fake people.
How's that going?
It stopped all of a sudden, man.
Really?
Yeah. It's. I called out a couple of them.
Okay.
I called them out for being bullshit.
Right.
And then no one else has since messaged me. I think they all got together and say, stop messaging this guy he knows.
Well, I got the phone calls from India again, starting today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, 3 calls in a row.
I've gotten the duck cleaning still in this.
No, the CRA, and they're after my ass, and I'm going to be in jail. And,
oh, damn, Tom, you better pay them.
and
Give
then
them
I go, what office are you calling from? Click. Right? So. And,
I'm like, call the cops.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm like, I just filed. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I found a new addiction.
I haven't filed my taxes in 20 years. Now they're trying to find me? No.
So I figured out a new addiction obsession on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Following girls that play guitar.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh, my God.
Awesome.
The level of talent.
Yeah.
Okay, just like they're playing solos of the songs that you'll know.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Of course.
It's just... There was one girl who just dropped a solo today. Her name is Lexi Rose. Mm-hmm. She's from New York, 22 years old.
Yeah.
Plays this Les Paul that's got this ocean view,
beautiful,
beautiful guitar,
nice.
Killing Zakk Wylde's solo in No More Tears.
Oh yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne song
No More Tears. Yeah,
unfucking believable to the point where I'm fixated watching her play this song perfectly to a T. Yeah. The only thing that I'd say would be a little bit different from Zakk Wylde's version is that you can tell Zakk Wylde has a little bit beefier hands because he feels like he's going to strangle each note. Yeah. Where she had the more dainty touch, but it was still perfect.
Nice.
Each note was fucking on par.
Nice.
And she's playing it with just zero effort, and she's just
not even looking. She's looking down.
No, she's just like head it bobbing, and she's got like beautiful blonde hair. And she's just like into the music. And I was fixated. I had to watch it 4 times in a row to the point I had to play No More Tears afterwards. Teared. It's like, you killed it. Like, you are fucking phenomenal. Yeah, and there's a couple other girls like that I'm following, and I'm going, that talent.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes me want, I miss those concerts so much because I just want to see that. And the recognition, these girls, if they were on stage in one night, I'm like, I would see that as a cover band over any of the bands that you wouldn't be able to see.
I went to see, speaking of like a female musician and stuff, I went to see an all-female band for the first time ever. And I heard a couple of their songs called The Beaches.
The Beaches, yeah, I saw them.
What a group of
very
phenomenal,
cool, very cool girls,
musicians.
Yep.
Just phenomenal. Yep. And I was just in I think I talked about it because there was that lady in front of me who kept hitting me with her hair.
right.
Do you remember that concert? Yeah. And I was just shocked at and I'm just
so
looking
good.
And I'm like, oh man, they are so much better than me. And not that because I'm a dude and they're a girl. No, but I'm just I'm looking and I'm like, I'm a fucking piece of shit musician is what I came down to terms with.
Again, I'm sure having a recording contract, having that
well, they also had to
work, that's your job.
You had to get to that. You have to be amazing to get that contract. They're not just giving contracts to dickheads anyway.
But it didn't hapen overnight.
No, of course they practice and they practice and practice and I just don't.
You get that time exactly. Yeah. So, but I mean, just that caliber. I mean, listen, I can make the jokes. I can dig in at being a guy going, you're just a girl, whatever. And I don't think I've ever done that. Mm-hmm. No, not publicly. But
no,
the fact that even UFC, and I watch UFC religiously.
I know, yeah, we talk about it, yeah.
The girls put in way more of an effort in their fights.
Oh, I agree.
And I mean, they're not just, it's not like a slugfest, but they're going the full 15 minutes or 25 minutes, depending if it's a title or not.
Yeah.
And they're putting their heart in the ring. And you can tell. And when they win the belt, like Thug Rose 2 weeks ago on the pay-per-view.
Thug Rose?
Thug Rose is her nickname.
Oh, her
Rose,
nickname. Okay,
I don't know how to say the last name.
I'm like, who the hell named their daughter
Rose.
Thug?
She was, you should see her. She's a featherweight.
Yeah.
Tiny girl.
Yep.
Of course, has always got the moniker cute because she is cute. She's cute features and everything else. She shaved her head for the fact that she was tired of being called cute.
Oh, I think I see.
She wanted to take it more seriously.
Yeah.
She wins.
Nice.
In the even her, as they're getting ready to say her name, the camera's fixated her. She's like rocking with me. She's like, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. And it goes in round 1, minute 15. She kicks the girl in the neck, drops her, and like basically wins.
Yeah.
And now Dana White puts the belt around her. She starts crying. Yeah. Like instant tears.
Well, she worked hard for that situation.
That's the thing. The emotions for women, especially like when you see them in that kind of level, you understand why they're doing it. It's just like they put everything in it. Every doubt, everyone saying, girls can't fight. You don't know what you're doing. You're too small. Everything that you could think, every obstacle that you're being thrown at.
She's beaten that.
She's hurt. And now she is, like she said at the beginning, I'm the best. She proved it. It's her cry, her tears were basically like, fuck you, world, forever. Ever down me because I'll fucking kick your ass too. And that's what I love about the spirit of women in anything. And I feel like there should be more of that than what we do see. Because I still feel like you see the LeBron James stats and WNBA is nothing, this and that. Listen, I don't watch WNBA because I don't think they broadcast it at this level unless you really like dig deep out of 2 a.m. to find it.
I don't even know where it is.
Right,
watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like anything, even when you watch Olympics and you watch the women's sports, they're always like
I agree.
more exciting to watch.
No, I agree 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
For that level that you know they're underdogs. No matter what they've done, no matter where they are, if they have this thing, they're always underdogs. And then even Amanda Nunes, who is the undisputed, she's got 2 titles.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one that's going to beat her, ever. Right?
Nobody.
She was a coach 3 weeks ago for another girl, and she lost. Yeah. She comes out in the ring at the end of the fight, hugs both of them, says to the loser, don't worry, you're going to keep going. You're going to the words of encouragement. It wasn't like, you're a chump, this and that. Yeah, you're funny because I find like when it was now I'm just skipping her name. What was the major girl?
Oh, Ronda.
Ronda, thank you.
Rowdy Ronda.
Yeah, when Ronda was the champion, I found that she was too cocky. She didn't give a fuck about anyone else.
You know what was the best is like she got her ass handed to her. Like when she like lost one of the last ones she fought.
Home.
I can't remember. No, but then wasn't there another one after Holly that beat the shit out of her?
Then again she lost it like twice, pretty much the same hit.
It was just funny because like when you see them when they go to the weigh-ins and they do the pictures, it's always the one. Yeah, exactly. They'll go like fuck you,
squaring off.
They square off. Yeah, and it's always the ones that are the cockiest who like get in your face and like push or whatever. Get their asses handed to them. And that happened to Ronda. The last one. She went and got cocky and she got knocked the fuck out.
She never topped gloves. She never did anything. She won.
Show some fucking respect, you dummy.
And then you see Amanda Nunes, and I think if Ronda was still in her prime, Amanda would just destroy her. Oh. And I think they did actually. They may have fought once before.
And I think she kicked her ass. I don't know. I watch UFC so sporadically.
But when you see Amanda and she's hugging the other girls and she's giving them words of encouragement, don't give up.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Just try harder. You had her. You had her.
It's like you watch this shit and then you see like recently there's like this Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather.
That's a fucking.
And there's like Jake Paul's trying to fight like all these other fucking idiots. Right. And then there was like a thing where like Jake Paul started like there was a publicity thing where and then Jake Paul was like going at Floyd. Did you see this thing?
No.
It's the stupidest thing. So they're like talking to like call your people like I'll fucking I'll beat your ass blah blah blah. And then Jake Paul goes I'm gonna take your hat and took his hat. Fucking took Floyd Mayweather's hat, ran away with it. I'm like, what is happening?
Are you fucked?
What is happening? And then they like tackled him and grabbed the fucking hat back because I don't know, probably $5 million hat because Floyd Mayweather owns it. Yeah. But and they're just like, you guys are fucking pieces of shit.
That same pay-per-view, that Thug Rose one, Jake Paul. It was the first one I said that had the audience, and Jake Paul was in it. everyone in the audience was going, fuck Jake Paul, fuck Jake Paul. And I've watched like Joe Rogan's podcast and stuff, and they go, you know, he's not hearing fuck. He's hearing his name. He's hearing the money. He's hearing the money that's generating.
Because any publicity, I can't even say that word, is bad publicity. I can't say it. You
publicity
know what I mean?
is good publicity. Yeah.
So him showing up to all these things, he's just like, all these people hate me. They're going to watch to see if I get my ass kicked.
But he went after Daniel Cormier, who's the announcer now. And Cormier was a fighter before he was an announcer.
I know Daniel Cormier.
And Cormier is like, really? You want to square off now? Do you want to do this? Like, do the live thing. And he's like, get out of my face. They basically, and Joe's holding him back, but he's yelling at Jake. It's like, don't bring it over here because you're not gonna like last. You know what like what's gonna happen.
That dude he fought and knocked out in the first round or second round or whatever.
Yeah,
that dude looked like he watches like his son play soccer on Sundays. Like that. He looked like a dad who was.
He was the guy that got knocked out in 5 seconds from.
Yeah, we got the knee right.
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
Stupid.
And that's the thing I don't like is the fact that you can't do that. There has to be a level of respect. I would not walk into a room that Mike Tyson was in and go, oh yeah, I think I could kick the shit out of you. You know, there's guys like that. Oh yeah, you ain't shit.
It's like when you go to the bar back in the day. Remember when we used to go to the bar? Remember the bar?
I worked the bar and time
yeah, exactly. And there's always like somebody who's like,
I'll
fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe I don't know, but I'm not the
liquid
type of guy
courage,
who's like
right?
To fight.
Yeah,
but it's like you're just a schmuck. You know? So many schmucks in the world.
I know.
It's like, why is it? And everybody's buying those pay-per-views, and these idiots who have like no training, no respect, nothing, are getting these millions of gajillions of dollars.
I know. And did you see the way he's even like swinging at the guy? Like he has to put everything out there in the first 30 seconds, or he's gonna be gassed out. It's not a real fight, but even McGregor versus Mayweather, I thought that was a joke too. You can't
Total
cross,
joke, man. Total joke.
You can't cross.
It was all money. You know how much money that guy made?
But I mean, so Mayweather, is this shit too, right?
Floyd owns the company that showcased that fight.
Of course.
So all these bullshit. Mayweather's like, yeah, all right, I'll fight Logan Paul. Yeah. Oh, sure, right after you, I'm gonna kick Jake Paul's ass too, and he'll fucking dance around and make it look like there's a fight.
Of course.
Because Floyd Mayweather can drop those guys.
Yeah.
Floyd could have dropped McGregor in the first round.
Yeah.
Or second round or whatever it was.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because he was gassed. Because McGregor's not a good fighter anymore.
8 ounces minimum on your hands. Yeah. So you have to hold up this and bounce and move.
Yeah. McGregor's not a fighter. McGregor's not a boxer.
And then you have 30 seconds to rest.
Yeah.
For another 3 minutes to do this.
Exactly.
I don't care. It's hold this laptop in your hand like this.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes.
This thing's very light to be fine. There's nothing in there.
Still,
it just costs more than what it is. What I mean. I know what you're saying. It's just it's all the bullshit publicity nonsense. It's just fucking gross.
I get why you need it, especially in times like this. But can you not make it a little bit better? Like
I don't know. No, I don't think they can right now. That's the problem. I don't know.
Like it's just to me it's I'd rather see beach volleyball tournaments now.
Me too.
Right?
I'd rather watch ping pong. Yeah. I might even watch golf. No.
Not golf.
I'm sorry I brought that. I would never. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm never.
Oh, no. I tell you, I was the biggest NASCAR fan in college.
Oh, dude.
Because I was stoned every weekend.
Dude. This Formula One.
Oh, yeah.
A documentary on Netflix. Okay. Have you been watching it?
No.
It's Drive for Success. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's a Formula One documentary. It's like a 3-season.
Okay.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Like you see how like there's like the interactions between the drivers and the pit bosses and like the cars, and whenever the time there's a crash or the car breaks down, you have arguments between drivers and mechanics, and I watched a Formula One race after watching this documentary.
Yeah.
So I woke up on a Sunday
for it. Yeah.
And I watched the race. I was like, nah, I don't need to. My mom used to watch it all the time. Yeah. Like she was big into Formula One. I think she still is. But she's like, she'd wake up at like 4 a.m. to watch a Grand Prix and like, a Formula One race in
Belgium.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah. And I'm just like, what are you waking up for? I don't know. But now you watch that docu series or whatever they call it.
Right.
It's so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the like, you know what the thing is like, there's never really a big competition between 1, 2, and 3 because once you're in first place and you are in like 10 laps later, it's yours.
It's all about when you get off the gas.
Yeah.
When you switch gears, and when you hit the brakes.
Dude, it's
and if
nuts,
you've got nothing in your way, you can go
You're
5
gone.
seconds ahead of everybody. 5 seconds is forever in F1.
Oh, time. And 100%. Right?
$6 million of the cars, too. Dude. One car is $6 million.
You can't have a race car if you're poor. There's no companies who own race cars where they have just like a little bit of money. Right. There's no little bit. You have to have millions upon millions of dollars in order to own a race car because maintenance, the tires, the tires,
the mechanics, the engineering, everything.
I was watching. They were doing these guys who were like middle of the pack. They were doing like they're never doing an episode on Lewis Hamilton yet that I've seen they did a little bit of like a Max Verstappen who's like the Red Bull driver, but this was before he was like their best driver,
right?
And so you're watching these things and you're like, wow, the big competitions,
right?
Is like to watch is like 7th and 8th place, and like 6th and 5th, like. That's most of the races fixated on them, and then they're like, oh, there's Lewis Hamilton up in first. He's about 25 seconds away from the guy in second. You're like, don't fucking put the camera there.
Yeah.
And then there's just like all these like crazy and the crashes. Oh. Wow, the first turn, man. It's always the first turn,
right? Yeah.
Even in NASCAR.
Yeah.
First turn.
Yep.
Once you're going. But like NASCAR, it's like, you're in a fucking circle. I mean, eventually there's a lot of action in NASCAR. I'm assuming.
The thing with NASCAR that no one respects unless you are like that, like the racers,
the hillbillies.
Right. Well, just
oh no, sorry, it's politically correct.
Anyone that knows the engineering and why you're watching it is for racing. It's a circle track, right? Yeah. It's as small as a quarter mile to a full mile,
and they can only turn left, right? Like,
exactly. That's the
have a NASCAR driver turn right. Let's see what happens
when they're doing this.
Yeah, that's nuts.
They're full top speed. They're not. One's not slower than the other.
They're like 200 miles an hour.
350.
350 miles or kilometers?
Miles.
No, they don't go faster than F1 cars.
So they're not faster than. Sorry.
So I would say
here we go. Here we go. The stats.
Oh God, Joey's gonna have a field day on this one. Let me tell you.
When you see them neck and neck like this, they're both pinned. They're both flooring the gas.
Oh yeah.
The difference of when you see the speed in the overtake is what they call the drafting.
So you're drafting from behind, and then
so you get in the airstream. Yeah. So like if you can pass them right enough, and you have enough of the pitch that you're coming down on, it's gravity. Plus
nuts,
drafting.
Man. I'll admit it's got to be.
It actually, for rednecks, it's super scientific. It's like space.
Okay, the drivers aren't rednecks. It's the people who are watching them.
I don't know. Too many people named Dick Trickle or Cal.
Who was like the Jeff Gordon was like the
Jeff
major,
Gordon was a big one. Yeah, Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah.
Mark Martin.
Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah, because he had the DuPont car.
I thought that was another driver's name.
No.
I'm like, wow, how progressive of the
Mark Martin, which was my guy.
Dale Earnhardt
Jr. Yeah. And then go back. It's Richard Petty. It was just
Tom Petty's brother.
No.
Kyle Petty's brother.
Right. And then there's
also a singer. No.
Rusty Wallace.
Nice, of course. Go figure.
Rusty. Right.
Rusty. That's good. I like that.
And and then there was Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart was amazing. Yeah, I saw Tony Stewart on race weekend, which is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day in the States, so it's like it's Mother's Day, or the weekend after Mother's Day. They don't. Memorial? No one races Mother's Day out of respect
so that's
for the mothers.
Our May 2-4.
So May 2-4. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So May 2-4, right?
Yep.
It's the Belgium Grand Prix, which is the first to start it all. It's the longest racetrack, at least at that time. Mm-hmm. It was the longest racetrack in F1.
Yep.
And then it goes to the Coca-Cola 600. No. Sorry, the Indianapolis 500, which is the kart series race, which is the quarter mile at Indy, which is the most famous IndyCar race.
Yeah.
And then it's the Coca-Cola 600.
That's a NASCAR.
So it's 1,500 miles of racing.
Wow!
In one day. In one day.
Jesus.
And Tony Stewart went from the Indianapolis 500.
Yep.
Raced the whole 500 miles.
Yeah.
And then jumped into a helicopter. Went in his NASCAR, his Home Depot car, and raced another 600 miles in one day. 1,100 miles in one day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you see this funny thing is after they race, they get weighed. Did you?
They have to because they lose water. That's dehydration, cramping.
That's crazy.
Headaking. You could black out, heat stroke.
Oh, the focus too. It's it's funny is that you see
6 G's when you're getting pulled.
Yeah. You see a lot of those guys they're juggling before. And so I was watching with Carolyn and I'm like, hey, do you know why they're juggling? And they're like, I don't know why. They're just having fun, joking around. I'm like, no, hand-eye coordination. Yeah. I'm like, they got to keep their focus.
The focus, yeah.
And they did a thing on this one young driver, and he's like, okay, you're about what's your favorite track? And he named the track. I can't remember what it was. And
Talladega?
No, it's F1 driver.
Oh, F1, okay.
And I don't know anything about NASCAR. I think I owned a NASCAR game once.
Okay.
I think I just crashed 90% of the time. on purpose. So he was like, he grabbed a steering wheel, like a wheel steering wheel, and he just closed his eyes, and he was like, okay, 500 meters, quick left turn, drop in, and he knew every single bit of the track from start to finish. He's like, I go about 500 meters before I have to slow down to make this turn.
The second gear.
Yeah, he knew, he was naming every
gear. I know, it's crazy.
And the thing is too, is like, if you ever want to be a Formula One driver, you got to think there's not 700 drivers. There's not a league. No. There's 20 drivers. 10 teams, 2 drivers. That's it. Competitive to get it.
When I was watching F1, when I was big into F1, it was Schumacher was, of course, the big name.
Schumacher, Villeneuve.
And I still think, though, like Alonso, all those guys, but I still think Schumacher to this day still has the most unbeaten laps because he just...
Oh, I don't know.
It was, I mean, check it. I may be wrong, but
so many facts we don't know.
He was always pole position.
Mm-hmm. And then
not
always.
Well,
I can't remember who was like the second driver under him, but
majority of the time he was.
Yep.
And then he would go, and Kimi Räikkönen back in the days too. Like there was always kind of like a certain David Coulthard, and you see the level of like Schumacher could not be like passed ever.
Yeah.
Like he would, as soon as he would get in pole position, it would be a little like the first couple of laps, maybe third lap. By fourth lap, he was gone.
It's just you always remember number one for those times. You don't remember who was the guy who was always chasing him. Just like right now, it's Lewis Hamilton. And it's like, well, who was his biggest competition?
Right.
And you're like, right now, it's like, I guess that Max Verstappen dude.
Right.
But like, who was it when he's got like 98 wins and 90 or whatever it is. And he's like the most winning...
So crazy.
And it's just, who's just chasing him all the time? You're like,
and you got to think, like the F1, like every car has to be the same. That's what it's called, F1. Formula One.
Yes.
The engines, basically, it's the name. That's the only thing different on the engine.
Right.
What they do for specs, weight, design is all the same. Tires is the same. So it's basically the driver.
It is, but there's also, I think the mechanics are all the same, but it's also like they're using different like providers like McLaren and and whatever, they have engines, but there has to be something else different.
I don't know,
because like, why is his car,
there are rules,
of course, because otherwise it would be the same guy, because whoever's got the most money will win.
And again, F1A, I'm sure there's some corruption in that too, like
there's like there's F2.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know. I thought it was just F1. I thought you just like drove go-karts and then you went to like those trucks.
There's an F3000 too. There's because when they have Indy weekend here, I know we haven't had it in 2 years.
Yeah.
It starts on Thursday and it goes to Sunday. And the main race, the IndyCar race, is Sunday.
Right.
And that used to be CART, which was Champion Auto Racing Teams.
Yeah.
Now they don't have it anymore. Now they call it something else. But they're the Indy cars. It's the same teams, but it's different.
Yeah, of course.
So when they do the Toronto Indy, it starts off with F3000, so it's like even kids. So it's a car between the Indy car and an F1 car.
Cool.
So and they drive. So basically, it just gets them a feel for it. It's like training camp.
Sweet.
I guess.
I mean, they start with go-karts.
Right.
And then they gradually work their way up to driving like a faster.
Exactly. And then there's the CAS car race on a Friday, which is the Canadian NASCAR.
Is that the pickup truck one?
No, that's the Canadian NASCAR. So it's like you see the Canadian Tire car and shit like that.
Sweet.
And they do
yeah,
Cayuga and shit like that. Grand Bend.
Cayuga. I always just say that when I used because I filmed the TV show. And we used to park our base camp at the Cayuga racetrack, and we filmed like at a house or whatever it was.
Right.
And like every time we'd go there, I'd be like, "Hey, what are you guys filming today?" I'm like, "Up in Cayuga."
And then
so good.
They did one that was wicked. It was basically it was an anything goes race, and almost like Formula One, but it wasn't. It was Corvettes against Porsches against
like Ferraris and stuff like that.
I didn't see Ferraris, but I think the higher end was maybe the Porsche.
Okay.
But yeah, it was basically anything goes in this race, and
that seems like. But you can do anything to your cars.
Yeah. It was modded, and the Corvettes were the ones that were winning.
I was gonna be like, the Honda Civic one. You mean those souped up Honda Civics that people drove in high school? Those weren't the guys that were winning.
Yeah, the front cans aren't winning.
Those guys aren't winning races against Porsches?
No, but I found it was
cool. They should stop wasting their money then.
There's no trucks. That track's way too small. But do you ever get that point? Because you've watched Indy. Have you ever been to the Molson Indy?
No, I just heard it.
I can't call it Molson Indy. I gotta call
it's the Honda Indy now.
Or the Toronto Indy.
Well, no, they call it Honda Indy.
Yeah. because you can't incorporate beer or alcohol with a good time.
If you want to call Molson beer. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever go in a real race? Did you ever watch it?
Like on TV?
Yes.
No.
Do you know where it encompasses though?
Well, it goes on the lakeshore into through the exhibition.
Into the exhibition. Yeah, that's where all the turns are. Like of course, Ontario Street.
I know because we're really shut down for a long time.
Right.
And like, what's fun is like when you drive in the lakeshore and they have all those like things. You're like, I'm in the fucking race, boys. And then you like spin, like you speed through the thing, and you're like, look at me, baby.
Do you ever try it? Like for me, because I know where it starts, I always feel like
you're just doing the.
I always feel like I want to run. Well, now that I want to run lakeshore that fast. And I don't think I'm the only one because there's always cops sitting in the Ontario place.
There. Fucking entrapment, that's why. Yeah. There's probably more.
The enticement, not entrapment, enticement.
I always, now that I have like a Mini Cooper, and I just, I would love
Okay, Italian job.
That's right. It's fucking goddamn right it is. Tell your friends.
You're driving with the Stewarts.
You tell your goddamn friends.
Subway cars.
That's right. Pixels. Adam Sandler, Mini Cooper. That's right. I always want to just like slam gears like on Lakeshore now and just like I'm in a fucking race. Throw that shit in the sport mode. That's the sound it makes. In case you're wondering, if anyone wants to know what my car makes.
Hey.
Oh, Vinny, slow down. Forget about it. And no, I've always wanted to. A buddy of mine joined like a golf cart. Oh my god, go-kart racing league.
Okay.
Out in there's another racetrack. There's Cayuga and there's another one. Mosport.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you should come. I go every Sunday. We'll drive out there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just an old man now. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. Where am I? I'm not going up. I'm not going to work my way up at 30.
Right.
When I was like 32 at the time. All the way up to, what? I'm going to be the oldest racer in F1.
Well, yeah.
My hand-eye coordination. Here comes the turn.
You wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't for me, for one, I could never fit into the cockpit.
No, God, no.
No.
I don't think I'm too heavy. You were probably too heavy. You're tall or heavy enough. They're like,
you forget.
Hey, bud, lose 150 pounds.
Like
I'll let you in this
I saw Dario from Kitty when he still had his legs on, so that's bad.
Oh, damn. Jesus.
And they're not tall guys. They're not big guys. They're like 5'8" at most.
I mean, I think they could be up to 6 feet, I think.
It's still
but they're like, there's no, like, there's not a lot of muscle on them.
But there's not a lot. There's no wiggle room.
You have to like slide in, and then that's it. And then there was like a crash. Cars are on fire.
Tires.
There's not a quick jump out.
No.
There's no out.
You have to wait for them to like lift
someone, and they have to like if your gas goes.
Oh yeah.
And there's a huge gas fire there. You're done, man.
I've seen it.
It's wild.
Right.
I'll just stay in my little Mini Cooper. Okay. I'm safe. You can't get in it, but I can get in it just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know.
And I went to Daytona in 2000, and the track is so angled.
Oh yeah.
That you can just you can.
But always or just on the turns?
It's all, on the turns. Okay. But the bank is such a turn that when you're standing on the bottom of the actual track, you can touch the top of the track.
Oh no shit!
But that's the angle.
Oh sure, yeah. You're fucking 10 feet tall.
So it's a 30-degree slope around the turns.
Yeah.
Like you're fighting all that gravity, even yeah. Like you don't want to be at the very bottom because you hit the skirt and
it's great for tobogganing.
Slows you down.
They had winters. They have snow on those tracks. We go toboggan hill.
Yeah, it's Florida.
What other tracks?
Right.
Don't they have any in winter states?
No. Yeah. Maybe.
Do we have any out of the Yeehaw states or just in the Yeehaws?
I think they're all Yeehaw.
That's fair.
Right.
Listen, we got Yeehaw provinces.
Well, there's Watkins Glen in New York, but that's a road track, so that's not a circle.
They have a NASCAR that's not a circle?
Yeah, 2 races a year. And then there's one that was so boring. It was Talladega. Talladega is like the biggest track. It's 2 miles, and it's the deadliest track.
Okay.
Because when something goes wrong,
it all goes wrong.
It's all the cars. Like basically one car's left.
And then
it's usually the one that's in the first base.
Oh yeah, well, not the guy at the last. He's like,
no,
here. And then just
you're fucked. Like you can't see anything. Everything just goes.
Wow.
2 mile track, and I think there were a couple deaths one year, so they were calling restrictor plate racing. So they could only go up to like, and that was the challenge to race that way. He had to go up to third and then back down to 1/3.
Fuck that.
It's like, and then it just extends the race so much longer, and you're just like. Because they couldn't go top speed because they were afraid that people were going to die that year. Because there was too many rivalries. Things were already going wrong that year.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, let's just do restrictor plate. And you're like,
that's bullshit.
But when it goes, like it is. Let's Google it. Talladega crashes.
I'm probably not gonna. But I don't. Listen, right now I'm into. Yeah. You know what kills me is like you watch some of those like races and like in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
There's all those like fucking hillbilly hotels. You know.
The trailers.
All the trailers.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a family thing. It's Sundays. Sundays at 11.
Yeah.
So races usually start between 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Or so 1 or 4.
Hillbilly hotels.
They have church on Sunday. They actually in the middle of that they actually have a chapel. They have a tent chapel at every race.
Jesus
They
Christ.
pray to God and everyone goes and you can actually like book one of those trailer spots for your own trailer during race week. I think it was $3,600 for the whole thing. Like for like every race for a week. Race week is a week in Daytona.
Not bad. $3,600 is pretty good.
Exactly. You get
listen. If you're in a Yeehaw state and your hillbilly hotel, I mean, just to own one is you gotta have money, but like $3,600 is a lot of money
for a double wide.
2 lots. That's math. 6,000 plus 6,400.
Yeah.
Or no, you said 636.
Yeah,
4,200.
I know.
Nope,
it's
that's
Friday.
that again.
It's Friday.
Jesus Christ!
Don't worry.
I'm gonna get this $7,200. Right? Right.
Sure. I didn't bring you on the show for the math.
Carry the corn.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, it's still that means you get every race. You get tickets every race.
Yeah.
You basically get the I mean, yeah.
Pretty
Chances
cool.
Are too if the debris falls.
Do you get to keep it? Like if
the tire crashed to the kitchen and shower.
If there's like a crash and like a shrapnel from the car comes shooting into your mobile home,
I'm sure you get to keep it. I'm sure that's the bragging rights.
Yeah.
Oh,
you go to one of these guys' houses. So this here on this wall here is
Rusty's.
This came off of Rusty's crash in 2001, and it damn near killed my wife, but. We got this replica.
Sterling Marlin. Sterling Marlin killed. And I know this is horrible. This sounds so
He killed somebody?
He killed Dale Earnhardt. So it was at Daytona.
Dale Earnhardt died on the track?
Oh, yeah. In
2000,
2002, 2001, 2002.
Jesus.
Coming around the corner. Third turn towards the end. And it was just kind of like a pit maneuver.
Of course.
And it got him sideways. Straight up into turn 3.
Oh, wow.
Head first, turn 3. He wasn't wearing a hands device to keep his neck straight because, old school cowboy. I don't need that shit.
I've been racing for 40 years.
I'm the intimidator. And
Okay.
basically, his time came to an end, but at least he died doing what he loved.
Did he break his neck or fire crash?
No, broke his neck.
Wow.
And that was fucked because it was just like right at the last turn. So it was all or nothing at that point for everybody.
Of course.
Right? So no one really stopped and like took the time. The flags weren't like yellow flag to slow everything down. It was just, this is the last turn. You're on your own at this point. And it was really, really fucking crazy because you're like, wow, I think we just watched someone die.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, any race you watch is a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
And they know, too. They're like, I was in the documentary.
Yeah.
They're like, any race could be my last. And they're like, they were okay with it. I'm like, I don't go to work and be like, it's a possibility on set today I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a possibility. But I mean, like, I don't think about it.
It's tough.
It's not. I'm not in danger every time I go to work.
I know, and I don't know. Is that where we give more athletes more respect or less?
I'm not giving basketball players and hockey players. They're not going to just go out there and die.
There's
okay, sure,
it's happened.
But it's not like every game, like every race, someone could die.
There's a risk, I think, for any
there's
athletic combat or
one
sport.
race a week, and there's the same 20 people.
Right.
You're not playing different people.
Right.
You're the same 20.
Right.
You respect each other. Whenever there's a crash, they all fucking feel bad. They're always radioing back, hey, is he all right?
I know it's a family thing for sure.
Yeah. Like recently in hockey, that Tom Wilson thing with Washington.
Okay, what happened there?
So there was like a scrum.
Okay.
There was like a fight, blah, blah, blah. Buddy went down, and as Buddy went down, he was throwing punches at the guy on the ground. You don't do that.
And
they played back-to-back games.
I find these young kids, like the hockey player kids.
He's not young.
But I'm just saying, this generation of hockey players, they haven't seen the old guys fight like we did.
Well, Marty McSorley.
Well, all that, Wendell Clark and all that stuff. That they're only used to fighting when it's UFC, so that's what they're doing. I saw one guy throw his knees into the guy like in one fight. Like, are you stupid?
When the guy's down, it's over.
Oh, I know, definitely, but that's the thing. They're watching UFC, and that's how they know how to fight. I saw the aftermath.
He's a notorious
He's a dickhead. Yeah, of course.
To the point where he only got fined $5,000.
Yeah, and then the team
and then the next game,
I saw that.
Just fucking first puck drop.
Yeah,
three guys went at it,
and
he wasn't even on the ice yet.
And I feel like even that, like even when all those guys were fighting, it didn't feel like a fight. It felt like they got some punches in, but none of them were bleeding. None of them were like, hey, good fight. Like
it wasn't like Goon.
Like the Goon.
Yeah. I fucking love that movie. I told you I worked on the second one.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's sports. I don't know.
Right.
Sports.
Can you
basketball fights are the funniest though.
Oh,
it's not even a fight.
Football fights. What are you punching?
Nothing.
Helmets. What are you punching? Like
helmets.
You really
Punching helmets.
Like, come on, guy.
I don't know.
Come on, guy, hit me.
Hit me. I bet you if those guys fought, like took their helmets off and fought like football players, it'd be a fucking fight. I'd like, you know what they should do? Like, you know, there's all this bullshit fights like Floyd Mayweather and
yeah.
They should have like older, like retired, like football guys fight. Like just have a boxing. Like, I feel like you remember Pros versus Joes?
I was actually just gonna say that.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Let's do that, but like boxing.
Boxing?
Yeah. Let's get Tyson fighting. Shit. What was that guy? Lawrence Taylor. Or no, who's recently wanted like Sanders.
Okay, Barry Sanders.
Let's have those two fight. I think that'd be hilarious. I'd pay that pay-per-view, man.
It's different body. It's what you're doing with your body. It's different.
Yeah, but those guys are like they're
how is Sanders gonna square off to Mike Tyson's with a 3-point stance?
I don't know.
Here's the snap.
Maybe he just goes down,
snap it up.
shoves down, uppercuts. Hey man, if anybody can beat Mike Tyson in Super Punch Out, it's Sanders. Okay? I don't know. I think they should bring back Pros versus Joes. I like that show.
I like that show a lot. I liked it. I liked when, again, there was certain Joes that were just jawing and you're like, really, foul?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But some of them were all right.
Or Fear Factor, that when it was the athletic stuff in the Fear Factor. Not eating the donkey dicks or the come of some beast. Like, fuck that. But when it was, when it was them doing physical competitions against each other, and it was the husband and wife. Did you see the one where Joe Rogan snapped on the guy?
Yes.
So husband and wife?
Yes, I saw that.
And the guy was just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You can't do anything right. And Joe almost like knocked his head off.
Yeah, he was almost going to fight him.
And
it was
like,
wild,
are you kidding me? Like,
that was some shit, dude.
Joe Rogan could do cross splits before anyone else knew who Joe Rogan was.
I know. Dude, right? That was wild. There was also, I don't know if it was Amazing Race or Survivor. And there was this one of those things, and they had like this. They had to shoot like these watermelons. Did you see that clip online? Dude,
no.
So this chick was like, it was like a team event, and her friend was like, "Oh, come on, blah blah, whatever." And so she pulls the watermelon catapult.
Oh no!
Lets go of it. It doesn't shoot. It slings back at her.
Oh.
So she had so much pressure.
Yeah.
And it shot forward, and then the watermelon went right back. Just like on her face. Like she was like. She's like, oh, and her partner is like, come on, you got to get up. You got to get up, and you got to, and I would have been, if that happened to me, I'd be like, fuck you. I just got fucking smashed in the face with a watermelon, and you're telling me I got to get up? Come on, I know it hurts. A fucking watermelon slingshot to my face at who knows how fast.
15 pounds minimum.
And who knows how fast. And it didn't just like,
it just,
hit her a little bit. It bullseye. Like that, dude. Just like, after this episode, I'm going to show you the clip. It's brutal.
I'm going to show you a clip then too. It's going to be university volleyball.
Yeah.
So it's a whole squad.
Yeah.
And then one guy who wins it for the team.
Yeah.
First shot, like it comes a spike, blocks it with his face, drops him, knocks him the fuck out.
It keeps hitting him,
keeps hitting him. That's
bullshit.
And then they're lifting him up and it hits him in the face again.
When they block the spike with his face. That's like the goalie in soccer. They did one with like a soccer goalie, and they like the guy, it was like penalty kicks or something.
Right.
And the guy just kept getting kicked in the face, and then he moved, gets kicked in the face, and he moved like they put him in a chair because he couldn't stand. The guy kicks him in the face. It's like, no, man. Like, those are the bullshit ones. But that watermelon one is real, man.
That volleyball thing, though, I can say that happened to me once in high school.
You got hit in the face with volleyball? Those
Again, I was going in for like a bump, right? Because, the way they teach you is bullshit.
Of course.
It should just say, anytime it bounces off your body,
just hit it.
You go. Don't do the bump pose or like whatever. That's what I hate. They always do you got to put your thumb underneath the other thumb and then make your arm straight. Just like, look, whatever it takes to get the ball on the other side, and then we'll work on how to do it better. Right? No, never like that. It's like, I used to play varsity, so this is how you do it. Like, fuck off.
Well, you accepted the whole... And then
the holy balls,
the holy bump.
So then we would play, and of course I'm lanky and I'm awkward and thinking about like high school even worse, right?
Yeah.
So I go to do the bump pose, and the ball comes at me, hits me right in the face. It throws me back.
Yeah.
As I'm coming up, because it smarts. It's it's a leather ball.
It hurts.
I'll hear the whistle blow, and I hear everyone's cheering, and I kind of look around. The ball's on the other side. We got the point.
Off your face?
Yeah, we won.
And you're just blood's pouring out.
Just
what happened?
Like sneezing.
We won, you idiot. I'm like, I can't see.
Sneezing everywhere.
Your eyes black eyes, your blood just pouring out.
Yeah, but it was cool. Right. We hey, listen, you learn somehow, right?
Yeah, listen, win's a win.
Right?
Dub's a dub. It's all good. I don't know. But honestly, I'm going to show you that watermelon thing. And if you haven't at home seen it, I think it's Survivor or it's like Amazing Race. Right. It's fucking brutal. Watermelons. You pick up a watermelon, they're fucking heavy, man.
Oh, yeah. They're heavy and they're solid.
They're solid.
Yes.
And I don't know. We don't know if they're ripe. We don't know anything about them. They could have not been ready yet. I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I'll tell you who knows.
There's a texture.
I'll tell you who fucking knows. That lady got hit in the face. She knew.
You know more people die by coconuts each year than any other natural event?
I did not know that.
There you go.
Falling coconuts. Who was that? Who was the gravity guy? The apple? Newton. You knew it. You knew it all along. It's fucking Newton. All right, let's end this on that fucking watermelon smash your face thing. All right, well, we talked about a bunch of shit. We talked about F1. We talked about watermelon sports, UFC, bullshit. And I think this is a sports podcast.
Yeah, this might be one. Whatever. Our take on sports. Episode. Girls playing guitar.
Yeah, rock and roll. And obsessions with TikTok.
And watching Invincible so we can all start talking about Invincible.
It's
a must.
In 1 month to this day. I don't know what day
watch.
it is. It's 6th or something. May 6th. You have till 7th. You have till, well, by the time you listen to it, who knows what day it is.
I'll be the 8th, whatever.
June 8th.
Okay, we will recap.
We're going to recap.
Invincible. And have your opinion. We want to know. Give us your feedback because I honestly think
it's a great show.
It's better than The Boys.
Maybe. All right, let's to each their own.
Right.
You can find us on our social media pages at GruntsNGrumbles. Official is our
everything. Let's
Instagram or whatever.
Instagram, website.
You can find us on Spotify and
anywhere you listen to podcasts.
GruntsNGrumbles podcast is our YouTube page where you watch us there.
Right there.
And follow, subscribe, share. We're trying to do something here, whatever. Also, you can find me at ZomVinny.
And I'm TG Wheelman, and it was great talking to you again.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
We're all back.
Very
soon.
Buddy.